Hello, Sharon. How are you, Sharon? How are you? Look at us. Finally, we're here on the couch. How are you going? Sorry about the delay, everybody. How are you?
Oh, thank you. How are you going?
Oh, very good. Thank you. Finally, we're here. Some days we just get on without a glitch, and then other days, voila, it just does that. But as I was telling Sharon before, when I was trying to get back on, as I had to shut the whole computer down, I could see 111. So we have the angels with us here today. So I know everything will be okay. So let's get this started. It's so great to have you here, Sharon. Sheron Gough is the founder of Sherondipity. She actually used to have a background in personal training and she is now an amazing yogi. She has her own beautiful studio in Echuca. Is it Moama? How do I say that?
Moama?
Moama. And in late 2015, she began just doing her work in the local parks by the Murray River. I mean, that's amazing, Sharon. That is wonderful. And then you actually started teaching Hatha Yin and Vinyasa Flow, and I hope I've actually said that right. And you've also learnt to do, and you teach now, aerial yoga, which is sky yoga in beautiful, amazing silk hammocks. And you did that in Ubud. You went over to Bali, and I remember you telling me about that. It was an amazing journey for you. Sheron also loves to teach restorative yoga, yoga nidra, and mindfulness meditation. Her beautiful practice is in her hometown, and she practices it every day herself. Her teaching comes from the heart, and it literally does. I've seen some of her work, and she really is such a heart focused person. She has a place of non-judgement. She wants everyone just to come to class and try to be their best, and most importantly, to enjoy the time that she has with them. And she really does care about her clients. She's very passionate in her space and she's very good at what she does. And I'm so glad to have her on the couch today. Welcome, 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 Sharon. Thank you so much. And thank you for having so many patience with this technology.
Oh, thank you. That was beautiful intro. You've done well. You've really done your homework.
Thank you.
That's lovely. Yes, lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
And look at your fireplace there. Look at you're just sitting there in a beautiful space. A lot of our viewers come from Queensland and Darwin as well. So they'll be sitting there going, look at them people, and they're probably sweltering up there. Whereas for all of you people that we've got rain here in Canberra, and that's obviously the reason for our technical issues. Sharon, is it raining where you are?
It's been raining all night. It's absolutely beautiful at the moment. The sun's shining, but it's only 14 degrees.
Ah, okay. Well, we're expected. Someone tells me we're going to have rain between now and June, at least 100 mils. So all those rain dances we did certainly haven't gone to. They're certainly going to use now.
Yes, yes. No, it's absolutely beautiful. We need it. And yes, 2 days. It's pretty much been raining here. It's beautiful. Lovely.
Oh, excellent. It's so good when we have this beautiful rain. It's just I look outside and I just think, oh, we've got green and we haven't had green for over 4 years. My husband was on the mower on the weekend and we haven't had it out for 4 years. So it was great to actually be able to start seeing that colour around again. But I think you have it slightly different there in where you are on the beautiful river down there. Is that green more often?
Oh, it's so dry here too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah, usually. But at the moment, no, it's good. Like you can really tell we've had just had that extra bit of rain, which has helped everything really fresh at the moment. It feels a bit nice. But no, normally we're very dry.
Oh, okay, okay. And is the Murray, because it's the Murray River you're on, isn't it?
Oh, yes, yep.
And is that very low?
At the moment, low, yes, yep.
Does that affect the paddle steamers down there?
And yeah, yep, stop them from going too far. But it's okay at the moment. Like it can get a lot lower, but they then tend to let it out at the big block, and let it come down. But yeah, we're not at that stage yet. But
Okay, okay, yeah, great. Well, that would be, yeah, because I mean, amazing. I often say to my husband, we've got two excuses. We need to come down and see you, and we need to get on those beautiful paddle boats.
it's such a beautiful place. I'm just so grateful. Yeah, I mean the river is literally a 30-second walk in my
Ah,
home.
How wonderful. Oh my goodness, lucky you.
Yeah, beautiful spot. All should come down.
Well, I absolutely will get there as soon as I can, I promise. Well, once we can all get out of isolation now, that's you, everybody will be wanting to move around as much as we can. So all our hotels and motels that have and restaurants that have been suffering, I expect that they're going to be inundated.
You too. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, yeah. It's so good having you on the couch. Thank you for joining me. It's so exciting. So, while you're here, let's have a bit of a yarn about you and your work. I know I gave a very brief insight into you, but also tell us a bit more about your new studio. We were talking earlier and saying that next time we connect together like this, we're going to do that in your studio, but you've got renovations going on at the moment. So, tell us a bit about you, your work, your studio, and just where you are in your life right now.
Okay, well, I like to talk about, when I do this, is talk about my Eat, Pray, Love journey. So I literally have done that. If anyone's read the book, I'll send you a movie.
Sharon, just to let you know, I've got a few people saying that they're struggling to hear you a little bit. Are you able to come a bit closer to the microphone? It's hard to hear.
Okay, is this better now? Can you hear me now?
Is that better, everybody? Can you hear her now? I'm guessing it is, yep.
All right, so my Eat, Pray, Love journey I went on. About 7 years ago, my marriage, I separated with my husband, and I went to Bali, as you do, and had a lovely time over there. I came home and I did lots and lots of work on myself. I started to really trying to find myself. When you separate, and if anyone's been through it, you totally lose your identity and you need to find yourself again. So I did lots and lots of workshops and lots of work on myself and self-healing, and that's where Louise Hay comes into it, and yeah, lots of beautiful workshops with beautiful people. And here I am 7 years later, but in that whole journey, I found yoga, and I was a personal trainer, or am a personal trainer, and love.
No, Sharon, sorry, they're saying still a bit hard to hear you.
Okay, I'll pull you a bit closer.
Sharon's just going to do a bit of a switch and get things happening so you can hear a bit better.
So hopefully that's better now. So I then, found my passion for yoga, and I thought I want to become a yoga teacher. I'd only have done yoga twice, which was fairly amazing. So I came home, and I'm quite an impulsive person. Once I get my mind set on something, I do it. So I came home, Googled yoga teacher on the internet, and Santosha Yoga Institute in Nusa Lambagan came up, and I thought, I didn't think about doing it overseas. And then I looked here in Australia, and it was actually dearer to do it in Australia. So 8-week course in Bali, off I went. And about 2 months after that, I booked in and I went, and it was huge. I got to the airport and cried, and I said to my partner, what am I doing? This is huge. 8 weeks without my children. They're bigger kids, so it was all right, but still miss them very much. And went over there and become a yoga teacher, and came back and taught in parks and taught by the river in the summertime, spring, summer. It's beautiful here for about 6 months, so I'm very lucky. Then I found a little studio that I could rent out very cheaply, just to see what would happen. And I got more people come, so it was really good. And now I've finally taken over my own studio. So I've as Sharon would know, you've seen all my photos, and been on the journey with me. It was a very old building, been closed down for about 6 years, and it was just so run down and yucky. So we really had to do major renos there. So my partner and I did all that, and up and going, have been for 6 months until the old corona. And here we are. But yes, it's been a great journey. Loved every minute of it, and wouldn't change it for the world.
And I have seen some photos, and next time we chat on the couch will be at your studio. So I look forward to seeing all those new renovations, because as you said, you did only open 6 months ago, and the photos that I've seen are truly amazing. It's a beautiful space.
Thank you. No, I love it. Love it.
And so it's interesting you said Corona's come on, and you're actually one of the people that I have introduced, that we've spoken to during this process that have actually said, "No, I'm taking a down stop during this time." So, what made you make that decision?
Oh, well, I was forced to. I'm not allowed to trade. I'm not allowed to work.
But you're not doing anything online. Like some people are doing, lots of yogis are doing stuff online.
I did. I I closed down. I think on the 23rd of March, and I sort of thought, oh wow, this is going to be really different. What am I going to do? And of course, I know you can teach online. I do yoga online with other people, but I'm not great with technology, and it's just not my type of thing. But a week went by, and I just missed everybody so much in the connection with. And I had people texting me saying, Sheron, what can we do? And I thought, oh look, all right, we'll do it. Well, I'll try it on Zoom. So I put all these times up on Zoom, and I connected with Zoom. And I went down to my studio and I taught a class. I think I taught 2 or 3 classes, and it just wasn't for me. I just did not. As Sheron knows, you have a lot of problems with the Zoom, and because I really didn't know what I was doing, I got very frustrated with that, and I felt very sorry for my girls and guys sitting out there. Hang on, I'm sorry, you can't hear, and yeah. And anyway, I said, look, what we'll do is, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do Zoom. But we have our own private Facebook group, and I do post my own sequences on there, and they can do it whenever they want. Like it's just on a messenger, group. Facebook.
Yes. So basically, you're still keeping connected with everybody, but but there's a good reason around this too. It's like you were made to stop because you're doing something for yourself as well, which is really important.
Oh, look, absolutely. I don't see any down in this, except for obviously people getting sick. But I think it's great for the world, for our world, our universe at the moment. I think we really needed this, to be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you say you were doing some study during this time?
I did. I've been studying the neuroscience behind yoga.
Wow, that's pretty technical.
It is actually, but I love it, and it's. I didn't know that I was already teaching it though. I look more into the brain and what yoga does for you, on a spiritual level, yes, but more for your stress. But why is it good for stress? So what part of the brain do we need to activate to do certain poses to do that? So yes, I look at it more at a level like that now.
Yeah, wow. And as you say, you're already doing it, but now this is actually the understanding of why you're doing it.
Yes, yeah.
So not only do your clients get a bit of a break, plus they still get your stuff for free on their Facebook page, they will get an even more educated yogi when you get back. So that's really exciting. Do you have any idea? I have heard a little bit of talk around that maybe in 2 weeks. I know in New South Wales, as you and I were chatting earlier, in New South Wales now that you can have 2 people visit another 2 people, and you can both have families. So that might start to change. Will that actually change you being able to do one-on-ones with people, or you just still wouldn't bother?
It's funny because the gyms can do one-on-ones, like you can go to your PT and do a one-on-one, but my insurance doesn't cover that, so I can't.
Okay.
But I'm hoping mid-May, I'm feeling, yeah.
Yeah, I get that feeling as well. I have that feeling for mid-May too. Like, I don't know about you, but I certainly know the energy shift has been a lot different in the last week and a half to what it was in the last few weeks before that.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a total shift in energy. It's so much lighter. It's so much it's just a wonderful, I don't know, I'm feeling really free. I'm feeling like, oh my God. And as you said, apart from the people that have got sick or have passed away, my heart goes out to them and all their families. But for me, this has been a really time that I look at and go, why was I not doing this before?
Yes, I know. Me too. That's right.
Yeah, I'm just like, Sheron, you should have been having this. So now I'm still having clients, thankfully, but I'm really being mindful and I'm scheduling things, clients in amongst time for me. As I mentioned to you, I'm actually doing 4 different training programs that at the moment I'm with the TAFE for one, and I've got 3 others. And I'm making the time for that now. I'm actually allowing that new training to come in because I think that's really important for me now. And I love the fact that you're doing exactly the same.
Absolutely.
So tell us most what you love about being a yogi. I mean, what a wonderful thing. That's like living your bliss, isn't it? We really are so lucky to be. I was thinking of you this morning. I'm thinking, are you a yogi-preneur? Is that what we call you?
Sounds good. We'll use that.
Yeah.
No, I have. I found my purpose. It's an amazing feeling when you get to this point in your life. And what I love most about it is that it's not even work. Like, you would never ever class it as work. As you're the same, I would say. So when you go off to teach a class, every single class I just go, I am so blessed to be doing this. Like, I'm so grateful every single class that I'm the winner. I'm the lucky one.
I know, aren't we? We really are. We truly are. We're truly lucky to, like, as you said, you had your Eat, Love, Pray. For those that missed that in the beginning, Sheron had a separation from her husband, and she went off and did an Eat, Love, Pray and found herself. And from that, she's now gone on a journey where she's become a yogi, which is truly amazing. And from there, doors have just opened one after the other. They've just, I remember when we were chatting at one stage and you were going, I'm just doing it here and I'm doing it there. And then all of a sudden you got your studio, and then you and your partner, redid the studio. How lucky that you had a handy partner, might I add. But it's just, for you, it's just that continual flow, hasn't it? It's like you opened your heart, and once you opened your heart to new, you were flooded with all of this hard work.
Absolutely, yes. And we know that all happens when you're ready, but it's just being ready, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's so empowering, isn't it?
Very much so. Yeah.
So how different are you now to the young woman that set out, on her journey?
And back then I thought I was quite quite wise, and knew, and life experience, and thought I sort of knew. Yeah, but no, just a totally different person, to be honest.
What's one of the favourite things you've probably learnt most from your journey?
Not to be angry.
Oh, I love that.
Sad. Not to
Yeah.
let things
And so that means you have to do a lot of forgiveness to stay not angry, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And know what makes you angry. Why are you getting angry? Your triggers, because it's never the outside trigger. It's always inside. Something is triggering you inside. So that's the work's always got to be done on yourself.
Yeah, and I guess that where it goes to where you and I met at the Louise Hay Heal Your Life training that we did. We did a facilitator training, and you incorporate that into your work as well, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So how do you actually do that? How do you incorporate that into your work?
Every day. Meditation. I have yoga practices just for being grateful. So in each pose, we'll bring in I am enough, I am enough, I am enough 3 times over. That can be a
Wow.
yeah.
And you're getting good results from that, obviously.
Yeah, people love it. Yeah. I do teach very different yoga. Well, I feel it's very different yoga. It's my yoga. It's Sherondipity yoga.
Well, that's exactly right. We have to all have our own unique self in it, don't we?
Yeah, exactly right.
I think that's probably one of the key secrets to having your own business and embracing your bliss is actually not copying someone else. You may be doing something else, like, I'm doing life coaching, I'm a psychic medium, you're doing yoga, you're doing, I know that you've also done some Heal Your Life workshops as well. And we're still the same as everybody else. We have a lot of the same techniques, but we bring our own stuff into that, don't we? And that is what makes us unique.
We bring our own experiences in with it.
Yeah. Well, tell us a bit about, for our viewers out there, give us an example of a typical yoga class for you.
Oh, typical. Yeah, they're all a little bit different, but I say Tuesday nights. I have a group of women who have been coming for probably 12 months now, and we do yin, where we hold our poses from anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. And then they might come.
Is that what yin yoga means?
Sorry?
Does yin yoga mean you hold it or something? What does yin yoga mean?
It means you're holding your pose for anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Restorative yoga is where you hold your pose for 10 up to like 10 minutes. Yeah. You may only do 3 poses in the hour.
Oh wow.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So through that, sometimes I will talk, sometimes, and that's where a lot of Louise Hay will come out. So I'll pick a subject. You know, maybe we're talking about being grateful. So we talk about, you know, what are you grateful for? Say 3 things in your mind. What are you grateful for? So they'll lay and say that to themselves. You know, and we'll go through different things like that. And then then I go into my sky yoga. So that's totally different again. So it's a different class. So
And
that's
so
just
tell people a bit about what sky yoga is, because some people might not actually know.
okay. So I've got 9 silks hanging from my roof. So huge, big bits of fabric, silk, and we do yoga in that. So you're much more supported in your poses, but it means you can go deeper into your poses because you
So that means a little chubber like me could get up there and have a go.
absolutely, Shaz. Of course, Ken. So that's another reason to come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd love it, and you get
Are
it
you sure the silk wouldn't break on me?
200 kilos.
Wow.
Fine. So at the end of that, we lay the silks out into one big bit of fabric because they're quite wide, 7 meters wide, and you lay in it, and you do shavasana.
And what's that?
Sorry,
What's that? What's Shavasana?
shavasana is our meditation at the end. So we do 10-minute meditation at the end, shavasana. So shavasana means that's Sanskrit for corpse pose. So you're laying on your back with your hands facing up, away from your body. Your legs and feet are apart, and your feet are just falling naturally to where they want to be. Your eyes close down, and you lay in this position the whole way through meditation. But as I say, we're in the silks when we lay in Shavasana, when we're at Sky Yoga. And everyone just loves that. Because you're totally supported. Like it's like you're in the womb or you're in a cocoon.
Yeah, wow. Okay, that's an experience I need to come and have.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it.
Do you have anyone fall asleep on you in those silks?
I have, even on the floor, I have people fall asleep.
I do in my meditation classes too. It's great. I think of it as an honour for me because they've obviously relaxed enough.
Oh, absolutely. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Oh my goodness. And silks, oh my goodness. Can bigger ladies do that? But you're saying yes, they can.
Yeah, they do. I get a lot. To be honest, I get a lot because of that reason. They're just so supportive, and they can do it. And you work at your own level. You know, you can go as far into a stretch as you like, or you don't have to. You feel your own body. I'm big on that. You let your body, your intuition. You know, that's the best teacher you'll ever have. Guide you, and that's what happens. And you.
Oh wow.
And they do. They ring the next day, and they say, "Yes, I'm sore. Good sore, but I'm sore." So you do feel at the same time. And then the whole idea with doing yoga in the silk is we do inversions, which means we go upside down. So we hang in them upside down like bats. So whether you know the benefits of that is just amazing. It's benefits to that. I can go on and on and on and on about. So when we go upside down, our blood's coming back down into our head, obviously. So straight away, that is into your parasympathetic nervous system. So which is calming down the whole body straight away. So it's very calming, it's de-stressing, it's great for stress, anxiety, depression, the blood circulation into your face. So it's great for your skin, it's great for your hair. And then it stretches your whole spine out, right? So your whole back, you are decompressing your whole spine. So it's allowing all those fluids, synovial fluids back in between your joints and your spine. It goes on. I've got some women that want to stay there for 5 and 10 minutes. Are you there, Sharon, or are you gone bleh? I think you're frozen. I don't know if I'm frozen. I don't know if you can still hear me or not. I'll keep talking anyway. So you're very deep compressing for your spine. So you do actually get out of the silk.
Yeah.
You get out of the silk and you feel amazing.
So how hard is it to turn yourself upside down in a silk?
I tell you, 99% of my women do it, and it doesn't matter what size. It's the way it's taught. It's the way you put the silk around your body. That, and they will. Some go, "Oh, I'm not doing that." I said, "That's fine," but by the end of the class, I have them doing it.
Oh, wow.
They love it.
That's amazing. That is really amazing stuff, isn't it? It's really, I guess it's very different. I mean, I'm a chair yoga teacher, but yeah, nothing, that's nothing compared to, silk yoga. My goodness, in the sky. And I love the fact that they call it sky yoga. That's really great as well.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very. I love it. Yeah, that's my job. That's my work.
How lucky are you? And the benefits, the health benefits are true. They're just truly amazing, aren't they? Like, I know people even with bad backs and health issues like that. This has been proven to actually get good results
Oh,
for their health.
it really has. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. So Sharon, tell us a little bit about your favourite part of the day. I mean, you sound like you've got a pretty awesome day regardless. At the moment,
I really do. I have a great. Every day is a great day for me. But I'll tell you what my probably favourite part is my morning ritual. I love my morning. I love getting up early in the morning and starting my day. With I usually go on a huge big walk. Sometimes I go for a run, and then I come back and do my yoga.
great. Excellent.
Sometimes I'll do that in the studio.
I was going to say, is that so you're still doing your yoga every single day, even though you're not teaching?
I do, yes. Yeah. And and I would like to mention on that too, because some people think, oh my God, how do you do an hour a day? It's not always an hour. That's where you've got to take pressure off yourself. If I can only fit 5 or 10 minutes in, I will do 5 or 10 minutes. Obviously, it's different now because I've got a lot of time, so I do it longer. But when I am doing 15 classes a week, which sometimes I have been doing that, you might only have time for 10 minutes in the morning, but I do that 10 minutes in the morning because it's so beautiful for myself. And I will be in meditation for maybe, 2 minutes. It doesn't matter as long as you do something, I believe.
I totally agree with you. And people get caught up in this. I don't have 20 minutes to do 20. You don't have to do 20 minutes. Sit on the toilet of a morning when you wake up. Sit there and do your meditation if that's the only space you can actually take the time out for you. But I have a question for you. You said that you do your own yoga and your own meditation, I get, but your own yoga. But as a teacher, aren't you getting those exercises as well?
Yes, you do, definitely do. But because you're teaching, it's different again.
Okay.
Because
So you don't get the full benefits of that, or?
no, not really, because all the time I'm always watching my students to see if their technique's right, whether they're okay. So sometimes I don't even go into the pose. I'll say to them, downward dog, and I'll teach that from my mat to make sure they're all going into their downward dog. Not a lot. I probably do poses more than I should. I have been to classes where the teacher just sits on the mat and doesn't do anything. She just literally voices the whole class.
Oh,
And that's tricky. But you've got to know what you're doing.
yeah.
But yes, they do that. I am very much a doer. I will show every pose, but then I like to go around and check. So
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you might only do the one pose and then you're actually off looking after your people.
yeah,
I
and
get that.
sky is different. Like I do every pose in sky.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, well you have to, I guess, don't you?
Yeah,
That's true. You have to be able because they can't if just sitting at them is not going to work, especially people that don't know what they're doing.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So Sharon, where do you think your business is going to go in the future?
That's it's a funny question, really, because I think I know you always have visions and dreams and plans, or dreams, goals, I should say. A dream stays a dream unless you make it a goal. But after these last 6 weeks, I think, can you ever really plan, your future? I've not one. You go to all the business coaching seminars, wherever you do, and they say to you, you've got to have your goals, you've got to have this in place, you've got to have that. I've not really ever been one to do that. I have a focus. I have visualizations of what I want to do. Of course, we all have to have that. That's where we get where we are. But goals for the future. nothing's ever really set in stone. But you know, I know what you're asking. But so yeah, I guess because I've only been open for a short period of time, I was really, you know, setting some really great goals then. I will get back on track to be back there. I'm sure I will. Everyone will come back and I'll just get into more classes, you know, more sky, more ground yoga. I'm now bringing in a teacher, a yoga teacher that teaches hot yoga.
Oh, what yoga?
So like a Bikram yoga. So you do
Ah,
28 degrees. At Bikram it's 38, but this my room will be at 28 degrees, so you actually sweat while you're doing yoga. Like it's a huge, very, very popular. And it's awesome. I love it. So she will be starting. She just started before we closed down, and we're getting some really good numbers. So I'll definitely bring that in back, and that will grow and be really successful. I'm sure. I'll love that. We all love that here. We don't have that here in Echuca like the Sky. No one else does that as well, or Moama.
right.
So also down the track, I can see myself doing workshops, which, as you know, we've always wanted to get into that, but weekend retreats.
Yes. Yeah.
Feel that's
Yeah.
on my bucket list. And I always think, oh, you know, I want to go away. And I'm saying that I do retreats in Ubud. I already take retreats to Ubud
I was going to say, you've already done a retreat in Bali.
too. And I think I actually want to do it now in the Murray River. I want to do it here.
Yes. Beautiful.
That's where I
Beautiful.
focus for the spring, summer. Mm. Now, keep it.
Abs-
I know lots of people from Melbourne would love to come here for the weekend and have a yoga retreat.
oh, absolutely. I think you've got a winner there.
Yeah, and just healthy eating, healthy cooking weekend, you know, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And you can go off to the studio each morning and do the yoga classes and
Yoga Nidra, we do meditation
oh,
workshops.
oh, wow. Wonderful. Well, we'll have to when you've got all that planned, you'll have to come back to us and have a bit of a yarn about all of that. That sounds so exciting because you know me, I love retreats as well. I was next month we were meant to have, or this month is it the 1st of May today? I can't remember. I don't really know what date it is. Oh no, tomorrow's the 1st of May, or the next day I don't know. But I was meant to have my Bateman's Bay retreat, which was all booked and been cancelled. And those poor, I guess I feel sad more for the business owners because where I have my retreat is an amazing venue, and they had all the fires down there. And then obviously I cancelled my retreat as well. So, but I did tell her to keep my deposit because I want to take my family down there when we at least can go down and
Beautiful. That'd be lovely.
yeah, and I will have a retreat. I've got a Darwin retreat supposedly in August, but you know everything's on hold at the moment, and till we see what's happening with COVID-19, which then takes me to say to you, what strategies have you been using yourself to keep yourself safe during COVID-19?
Myself safe.
Yeah, or just even in a space where it hasn't bothered you.
Yeah. I think it's very, very important to be in the present moment with this. Can't think about what has happened, as in what could have been, you know, and dwell, I guess, and because you get too wrapped up in that, and that can be quite dark, and you get into some quite depressing places. So I think if we live each day as it is, as it's coming, and yeah, it is scary. Don't get me wrong, and it is, and it can be depressing, and it is sad. Like it's a tragic, it's a you know, it's a pandemic, it's a horrible time of our lives. But I think if we keep going forward and know there's a light at the end of this tunnel, but appreciate our time with our family and with ourselves,
Yes.
to be and appreciate this is exactly what it is. See, I'm different because I think this is great. I love this. I think the world needed a change. The society itself needed a huge big wake up for us to come out of it and be more creative and more appreciative, more grateful for what we have on this earth. Everything is so fast, and straight away you get everything on the internet. You get everything, you know, materialistic. Everything's, you know, what, and everything. You get it, no matter what. So I think this is great to stop and say, hang on a minute. Geez, I love those beautiful roses over there. Oh my God, and appreciate the weather, and appreciate the air, appreciate nature, appreciate I can go for a walk every day. You know, just be. That's how I've coped. And I'm so lucky because I can go, I've been teaching my daughter how to quilt. she's finished school and I've taught her to quilt and sew, and we have time to do that. And before I had time too, but I would say, oh, I can't, I haven't got the time. But now you go, oh, hang on a minute, I'd love to do this. Let's go and quilt. I'm renovating my studio. So I'm doing things that needed to be done before, and you just don't get the time. So very grateful. I think it's a great time. And the creativity that people are using, have you seen them dress up to go out to the rubbish bin? Oh,
I know.
fantastic. That sort of thing. I think people are really using their heads and being more creative and going back to those better days, the simpler days.
Absolutely. And I had a lady on Monday, Talene was on, and she was from London, and she was saying how she can only go out once a week. Like, they actually have curfews, and it's very, very strict over in London at the moment as to what they can and can't do. And so she says once a week she takes her rubbish out and she actually goes for a walk, but otherwise she's in her four walls. But she said, I at first thought I was going to hate it, but I'm really enjoying it. And so I keep going back to what you're saying as well about not setting yourself too much in the future, being in the now, living in the now. I mean, you and I do that anyway, but how important is this now if we don't just live in every day and embrace every day? I think you do get yourself in a space where it's not a nice place to be.
You can, yep. And I think for the first time too, like a lot of husband and wife or partners, you're living with them day in, day out, and they're finding it really difficult as well, because they're normally both at work or
yes.
And then you've got your release, like you might go out for the drinks with the girlfriends on a Friday night, and you can't even do that. So I think that's a huge struggle at the moment too for couples, finding it really hard, and that's really sad. And they might make some decisions that perhaps they regret later on down the track. And I just say hang in there with that, because it's got nothing to do with your marriage, so to say. It's actually you. It's in you. So you need to find yourself and fix yourself first, because no one else can do that for you. It's not your husband being home from Corona. It's something in you. He's not there to fill you, and you're not there to fill him.
And it's just that Corona's kept you at home to actually, before you were probably running away from everything.
Right. Exactly right. You've got to stop and look. And yes, it's hard, but it's got to happen. It will happen one time in your life. One time.
Oh, I'm like you. I totally love it. I love because I'm out of town. I'm about 20 minutes out of town, and my car's just sitting in the garage. My husband loves it because the K's aren't getting wrapped up on it. So, I'm just loving it. I think now this is day 5 that I haven't actually been into town. So, I just love it.
Yeah. Mm.
And I just find that I go in, do what I need to do, and I come home, and it's great.
Well, that's all I do. I just go to the groceries and come home.
Yeah. And people tell me that they need to do stuff to get out, but I actually don't. I'm like, oh, do I have to go into town?
Sure.
I know, it's terrible.
Yes.
So, tell me, you with your yogi, is there someone you aspire to be? Is there someone, often we have like, in my spiritual world with my psychic medium and my life coaching, I probably, I love Wayne Dyer, obviously Louise, and Esther Hicks is one of my absolute all-time faves. Is there someone that you in the yogi world that you look up to? Is there somebody? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, look, I love. I've been listening to a lady recently. Well, she's on a 19th talk actually every morning. Dr. Selfie, I think her name is, from America. And I've been listening to her for the last 19 days and absolutely love her. She's just amazing. But I love Deepak.
Oh yeah, Deepak Chopra, he's awesome.
Awesome. And Oprah. I've got a few, I suppose. I've got a few different people that I listen to. And yeah, she said Louise, I love. Damien Munro, I love.
I know. Damien's going to be on the show.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so he was excited to be knowing that you were on here. So I haven't seen him online yet, so maybe he's going to be watching the replay. Who knows?
When's he on?
I'm just sorting out the dates. I'll do that over the weekend.
All right, I'll be on that one. But yeah, probably be my pick. Love Brenna Brown.
Yeah, Brene Brown is awesome. There's just so many great people out there at the moment, and we're just getting the time to listen to them, aren't we?
Well, it is, and now I've got that many on my list. But it's
I know, that's what I find too. It's like, I need to have a cull.
When I walk, I put my little headphones in and listen to someone every morning. It's so good.
It just, I don't know, and you probably will agree with this. For people out there that find that their days are so busy and they can't, it's like, I'm so busy, I've got no time for this. And I say to people, you need to make time for this. If you start your day and set your intention with a day of calm and peace and joy and ease, that's how you'll see the whole day out. And then when things, if you hit a speed bump during the day, it actually doesn't feel anywhere near as bad, does it?
It's a choice. You have a choice to be happy or a choice to be sad.
Yep, I totally agree with that. I know some people like to wring my neck over that, but absolutely it's a choice. We, and I go on and on about this, and some people think I, rattle on too much, but we control our thoughts, we control our actions, and we control our reactions. They're pretty much the only three things in life that we can control. And so if you focus on putting them in a space where you look back at yourself and go, you know what? I'm happy with the way I reacted to that or how I act around that. And in no time, and change your thoughts. Because as Louise says, change your thoughts, change your life.
And we all, a lot of us, when you go through this, like you'll react, maybe me years ago, I'll talk about me personally, as I said, I used to get angry, and I used to be a mother that would be snapping at her children all the time. And that was my reaction. They were my triggers happening, and then now I go, oh, and even the kids say to me, Mum, you just changed so much. They can't believe it. But I go, but that's my choice now. Like I think about it. I think about how it really impacts me, and usually not a lot. We'll get through it. We'll deal with it. So then you go back to what you're doing, and we then slowly address that, and whatever happens, what happens.
And I totally get what you're talking about, because I was a screaming mother.
Yeah,
I was like, ah!
It was horrible. And that's one day when I just had this realization, my God, Sheron, what are you doing? What are you doing to these poor kids? But once again, it was just how I knew how to deal with things. That's how I was taught to deal with things.
Absolutely. And we don't know what we don't know.
No, that's right. So when you're in these situations, you do have the choice, and I know it sounds black and white, but you actually really do have a choice. And that's the point I was trying to make. So that part of your brain that wants to go crazy and yell and scream, it's like a muscle that you've got to train, okay? So pull back and you go, oh no, actually I don't want to react like that. And the first couple of times might be hard, but then coming into the fourth, fifth time, you already trained that muscle, that part of your brain to go, breathe, let's just think about this. And all of a sudden you go, geez, who is this person? Where's Sheron gone? Because that's how it slowly starts to happen. You train that part of your brain. It's like any other muscle in your body.
I totally agree with you. And it absolutely is transforming in a frightening way, because you think, oh my God. I say to people all the time, anyone that knew me before, I was a firecracker.
I'm an Aries.
Yeah, and I'm an Aquarian, so I'm very eccentric. But my husband will every so often, he'll say now, yeah, look at you going off teaching all of that stuff. You're all telling people. He said, look at you, the way you're behaving now. So he always keeps me really grounded. So it doesn't mean that I don't still do it, but I do it much less. And I'm more aware of my actions and reactions.
Exactly. That's what he's being more aware. So bringing your, the mind, body and the soul together.
And it's so nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice?
So beautiful being aware of who you are.
It's such a more peaceful life.
It's a much more peaceful life, yes.
Absolutely. So Sheron, tell us, what are your top 3 tips for people out there that are trying to manage their own wellness? Because obviously we've got people that are at home, working from home or just at home. Let's give them 3 tips for managing their wellness during this time of change. What would you suggest?
I would say to exercise. Now, you might go, but it can be anything. Make it fun, make it like to walk, go for a walk every day, even if it's once again, start with 5 minutes, start with 10 minutes, something to get out of the house and get some fresh air, I would do. Because yoga's got to be on the list. I love yoga for so many reasons, but getting back to the neuroscience behind it, like it just helps you so much with your stress levels, with maybe depression, anxiety, not maybe, it will help you, but I'm just saying it depends what you've got. What you're suffering with. So yoga, time out, just to breathe is another one. You've just got to breathe and take the time out to be present. So meditation, and that can look, I believe, I know I'll probably have people fighting me on this one, but I think meditation is what you want it to be, whether you want to lay down and meditate or whether you want to walk and meditate, whatever feels good to you. Okay, I go into nature, to my backyard, and walk all through my forest out here, the bush. And I connect so much with nature. So to me, that's even like a walking meditation that I do, fulfilling myself. Okay. Once again, 1 minute, 10 minutes, it doesn't matter how long you do that for, but just to breathe and to meditate would be another huge one.
And I have to totally agree with you around meditation. I'm a meditation teacher as well. So for me, meditation, I'm what I call the new meditation teacher. I'm not all about you have to get yourself on a pillow and cross your legs and put your... No crap. You can do it, as I said, on the toilet if you have to. Meditation, the meaning of meditation is actually to still the mind. So however you choose to still the mind, just do it. I say just do it. It doesn't matter how it's done. If you want to light a candle and make a sacred space, do it, but just do it. Sorry, Sheron, I cut you off.
Might be sewing, might be doing a crossword, you know what I mean? I know you're thinking, but it's still shutting off from the rest of the world.
Yep.
While laying in meditation, it's training another part of your brain. So you need to not be hard on yourself. You have thoughts that come and go. Let them.
Yep.
Don't try and stop them. We are human. That's what happens. Won't ever stop that. The monkey each other. But you just need to try it somewhere. You just need to really start somewhere and try for 3 seconds. You know.
Yes, I totally agree.
Those people don't have, they're lucky enough to have somewhere they can go. The Insight Timer app's really good.
Yeah, and look, YouTube has so many different like I love YouTube. It's my favorite. I meditate every morning and every night and wherever I can in between. And YouTube is my favorite form of meditation. And I've been doing this for years and years, but it literally has saved my life.
Oh, for sure. Sure. Yeah, totally agree.
That's where I get my calm, is my meditation. Oh dear, it's been so great chatting to you on the lounge. So while I've got you here, I'm going to do some cards for you because I think that's really important. But I'm going to do some cards for the audience as well. So I'll do 3 cards for the audience and I'll do 1 card for you, Sheron. This is just something I've started in the last couple of days because I used to do cards as well. And I thought, I need to incorporate the daily cards. How do I do that? So I figured just at the end of it. Oh, okay. So you've got cards jumping out everywhere here. I'm just going to grab my glasses. Oh, what a beautiful card I've just pulled for you, Sheron. And it's called Power. Standing strong, strength, powerful and firm. So that card that I get for you is all about your own inner power, that they're reminding you how powerful you are and to embrace this beautiful journey that you are on right now. They're really saying to you that even when you have those self-negative thoughts every now and then, because we still get those, just remind yourself you're exactly where you're supposed to be and pull back something out of your memory field to say, nope, this is my bliss. Everything always works out well for me. I know that I'm okay. And they're saying your inner power is the biggest, it's the most power and strength that you'll ever own. So never, ever give that away to anyone else. Just make sure that you continue to live in your own personal power.
Thank you. That's lovely.
So card number 2. And anyone else that aligns with Sheron's card, please feel free that card is for you as well. Card number 2 is the universe. And Sheron, if any of these cards align to you as well, please feel free to align to them. It's about opening up your divine energy, allowing the universe to help and guide you. So card number 2 is out there. If you find that you're struggling a little bit, well, you're really being encouraged to make sure that you embrace universal help. And it's as simple as whatever you're going through right now, just say, universe, I'm going to throw this problem to you right now. I want you to look after it because it's way too burdensome for me and I do not have the power or the energy to give to it. Please take it. And I was chatting to one of my clients the other day and she was saying, we talked about that sort of stuff and she was saying to me, you know, I've done that, and how empowering is that to be able to say, I'm handing that to you. It's really important to do that, card number 2 is. And card number 3 is a journey. We are certainly all on a journey right now. This is about reminding you all that the journey that you're on right now, card number 3 is, you are going to be at a crossroads, and not to beat yourself up for that. It's all about forward thinking. Continue to move forward. If you stop and stand still for a little while, that's okay as well. You're allowed to rest, but continually keep moving forward. The crossroads that you're on really is about making sure that you get there, you stop, you pause, you look around and you say, okay, where am I headed now? And don't be afraid to make those ridiculous choices in life, because sometimes they can turn out to be the most exciting ones. And when it comes to journeys, make sure that, you try and listen to your inner knowing. You can always be stuck, but you can always make a choice to make a different direction as well. So, when we are told about the crossroads, we're told one will take you on a rough journey, one will take you on a smooth journey, but you'll all come out the other end at the same time. And I guess you can have a choice. If it doesn't feel right, and if it's not light, go with your gut. Walk away from it and go the other way. So Sheron, thank you very much for being on the couch, and thank you for you were so calm and kind through the technical issues this afternoon. So thank you very much. Is there any last words that you'd like to leave our audience with?
No, just everyone stay safe and stay happy.
Beautiful words. Beautiful words. Thank you so much, beautiful lady.
For having me. I've really enjoyed my time. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so grateful to have you, and I can't wait to go back to the studio. That is so exciting.
We'll do that, do a tour, a virtual tour.
Yes, I will love that, and I'm sure everybody out here, because I know definitely there was some people on, and I'll quickly just run through that, is we had Kim Oliver said, hi there. Karen, we knew about the noise. Hayley says it's a dry season in Darwin. So for, how we were talking about the weather here, it's dry season up there. So it's very humid up there as far as I know. And we've got quite a few people on. Hayley says she loves yin yoga. And they've all said, thank you, Sharon. So Sheron and Sharon, we always get stuck with that. Thank you, Sheron and Sharon, not Sharon and Sheron. Thank you all very much for being here. I know people will watch the replay. I've had some really good feedback on people watching the replay. So everybody take care, be kind, be safe, and be the best version of you. Remember, you are always enough. Sending you much love, huge hugs. Bye for now, and thank you for joining us today on the couch.